Here's the cold math. If you waste 2 hours a day on meaningless things for a year, that is 730 hours over 30 full days, gone. 1 month, poof, if nothing changes for 5 years, that's 1,500 plus hours. What could you build with 1,500 hours? A business, a degree, a body transformed, a masterpiece. Instead, you'll have a pile of excuses. You also make a choice about identity with each hour. When you choose distraction, you're telling yourself who you are, a person who delays, a person who lets life happen to them. Identity is built hour by hour. The small choices compound into the person you become. And the worst part, the cruelest, is that we don't notice until it's too late. Regret is a slow disease that shows up years after the tiny daily deaths of time. It feels like surprise. Where did the time go? But it's not surprising. It's predictable. Time always goes where attention flows. So why do people keep doing it? Because the brain is wired for short-term comfort. The brain loves the immediate dopamine hit from scrolling, from avoiding hard tasks, from staying in the comfort zone. The brain is a survival organ. It will cheat you out of a better future if it can earn comfort now. You have to outsmart your brain. Decide right now, do you want to be someone who looks back and wonders, or someone who looks back and smiles at what they built with the hours they had? Procrastination is not laziness. It's a survival response dressed up as habit. It's the brain saying later is safer, but later is a liar. Later is a trick that keeps you living below your potential. Let's talk about how this plays out in life. Student says, I'll study tomorrow. Entrepreneur says, I'll launch when I'm ready. Parent says, I'll focus on my health when things settle down. Each time, the person chooses safety over growth. The problem is that the perfect moment never arrives. The world is messy. Conditions never align perfectly. There will always be a reason to delay. Scientists who study delay show that our brains weigh immediate discomfort far more, HEAVIY, than long-term improvement. That's called temporal discounting. We discount future gains to avoid present pain. And that's why we choose to watch one more video rather than do one hard thing. That will change our future. Procrastination also breeds shame, which then fuels more procrastination, a dark loop. You avoid the task, feel guilty, then avoid more. It becomes a moral battery that drains willpower. The person who procrastinates becomes an expert at justifying themselves. Listen to this truth. Procrastination is a thief with a gentle face. It doesn't grab you violently. It coaxes you. This is fine. One more time. Before you know it, hours are gone. If you want a real-life example, consider the writer who says they will write. Someday, the pages don't fill by wish. They fill by ink spilled consistently. The person who writes 500 words every morning for 1 year will create a book. The person who waits for inspiration will have a folder of empty documents. There's good news. Procrastination is solvable. Not with willpower alone, that's temporary, but with systems that remove friction, with accountability, and with clear, measurable tasks. A few practical truths about procrastination. Break the task down. The brain loves clarity. Write a chapter is fuzzy. Write 300 words now is doable. Set a tiny start rule. Commit to 5 minutes. Often, once you start, momentum carries you far beyond the tiny step. Remove friction. If you waste time opening apps, delete them or use website blockers. Make the path to distraction harder. Use deadlines. Artificial deadlines produce action. Public deadlines produce pressure. Pressure is a friend if you want results. Use accountability. Tell someone. Pay someone. Use a coach. The social cost of failure becomes a motivator. Procrastination is a problem of structure more than character. Give your day structure and you give your future a fighting chance. Excuses are cheap, endless, and comforting. They let you play the victim while secretly stealing your future. Execution requires courage and discomfort. Here are the most common excuses and what they really mean. I don't have time gives you don't have priorities. I'm not ready gives you're afraid to be imperfect. I don't have money gives you refuse to trade time for skill or start small. People will laugh. gives you value external approval over internal progress. Excuses shift responsibility from your hands to the world. Execution puts responsibility where it belongs, in your hands. The 80-20th truth applies here. Most people waste time on low-value activities and call it busy. Real performers ruthlessly cut noise and focus on the 20% that creates 80% of results. Let me give you a simple exercise to test your excuses. Tonight, write down every excuse you've used in the last month. Now ask, how many of those were outside your control? Not many? Then ask, what one small action could you take tomorrow that would make that excuse meaningless? Become a solutions person. Transformation begins with that single question. Real execution is ugly at first. It's imperfect. It looks messy. You will make mistakes. But the person who starts messy and keeps going will pass the person who waited for perfection. Now, here's a hard truth. Action does not always look like dramatic progress. It often looks like boring, persistent work. There's no applause for doing the same small thing for months. But month after month, the person who performed quietly becomes unstoppable. The Pareto principle to 80% of results come from 20% of actions. This is not suggestion. It's brutal efficiency. If you want to stop wasting time, learn to prioritize like a surgeon. Step 1. Identify your highest leverage tasks. These are the activities that move the needle most in your life or business. For a writer, it's writing. For a business owner, it's selling. For someone training, it's consistent training, not perfect workouts. Step 2. Eliminate low-leverage tasks. Social media scrolling, chasing vanity metrics, busy work, these are time sinks. Protect your high-leverage time like it's your most precious commodity. Step 3. Use time blocking. Block big, uninterrupted chunks for deep work. Turn off notifications. Close tabs. Tell people you're unavailable. Deep work multiplies focus and quality. Step 4. Batch similar tasks. Don't scatter your cognitive energy. Batch emails, admin, and shallow tasks together in a confined window so the rest of your day is free for creative, high-impact work. Step 5. Measure. You can't optimize what you don't measure. Keep a time audit for 1 week. How do you spend every hour? You'll be shocked. From there, cut ruthlessly. Let me give you practical templates. Daily top 3. Each morning, identify the top 3 tasks that, if completed, would make your day a success. Do those first. Everything else is noise. 90-minute deep work. Work in 90-minute blocks with 15 to 20-minute breaks. The brain cycles in ultradian rhythms, respect it. The 2-minute rule, if it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Small items don't get pushed into a backlog that causes stress. Zero-based calendar, schedule every hour like a job. Yes, every hour. When you schedule it, you own it. When you don't, it owns you. Prioritization is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing the right things relentlessly. Most people are busy, but busyness is not productivity. The person who moves a few key rocks consistently will build a mountain over time. Motivation is a spark. It's glorious but temporary. Discipline is the oil that keeps the engine running. If you depend on motivation, you will be inconsistent. If you build discipline, you will be inevitable. Let me break the difference down. Motivation is an emotion that comes and goes. Discipline is a decision you make repeatedly until it becomes instinct. How do you build discipline? The same way you build any muscle: repetition, overload, rest, and habit design. Start with identity. Who do you want to be? Not, I want to be successful, but I am the kind of person who does the work. Identity precedes behavior. When you adopt the identity, I am a person who shows up, actions follow. Create rituals that automate good behavior. The morning routine is the classic example because it sets the tone for the day. Here's a short, effective morning ritual. Wake up at a consistent time. Hydrate, move for 10 to 20 minutes. Stretch, walk, brief exercise. Do a 10-minute planning or journaling session. Write your top 3 tasks. The one thing you will accomplish today. Start the day with one high-leverage task. Before email, before messages. Consistency compounds. Doing 20 push-ups every morning for a year makes you stronger than doing 200 push-ups on a single weekend and never again. You also need to harden your environment. Willpower is limited. Make the right choice the easy one. If you want to read more, put books by your bed. If you want to stop social media, log out or delete the app. If you want to write first thing, keep your laptop open and a schedule that protects that time. Then protect your energy. Discipline is not punishment. It's stewardship. Sleep, nutrition, and movement are part of your performance system. People brag about grinding and then complain about fatigue. Discipline without recovery breaks is fast burnout. Use implementation intentions instead of "I'll exercise more." Say, "I will exercise at 7 a.m. in the living room for 20 minutes. It's specific and actionable. Finally, practice the never miss twice rule. If you break a habit once, that's human. If you miss it twice, you're forming a new pattern. Get back immediately and realign. Identity, ritual, environment, recovery, specificity, these build discipline. And discipline is the real antidote to time wasted. You've heard the diagnosis? Now here are the cure steps. No fluff, just action. Record this section as if speaking directly to someone who's ready to act. Step 1. Do a 72-hour time audit. Start today. For the next 3 days, write down what you do every hour. No judgment. Just truth. At the end of 3 days, review. Circle the hours that were wasted. Ask, what could I have done here that would move me forward? Awareness is the beginning of change. Step 2. Set a 90-day one-goal challenge. Pick one outcome to move in 90 days. Not 5 things. One thing. This creates focus. Write it down and set a deadline. A 90-day window is long enough to build momentum and short enough to force urgency. Step 3. Build your daily top 3. Each morning, list 3 tasks that represent major progress toward your 90-day goal. Do them first, before email, before social feeds. Protect that time like an appointment with destiny. Step 4. Use time blocks in deep work. Block 60 to 90-minute sessions for deep, undisturbed work. During that time, phone off, notifications off, door closed. Treat these blocks as non-negotiable meetings with your future. Step 5. Minute packs for microtasks. Have a 20-minute inbox. Or 30-minute admin. Small windows to process shallow tasks. They don't bleed into the rest of your time. Step 6. Kill the biggest time leak. Do it this week. Identify one thing that steals the most of your time. Social media, passive streaming, meetings. Remove or reduce it. For streaming, limit to 1 hour on weekends. For social media, set strict times or delete the app. Step 7. The 2-minute start. When a big task feels overwhelming, commit to the 2-minute start. Open the document. Write 1 sentence. Set a timer. Starting is the act that dissolves resistance. Step 8. Weekly review and adjust. Every Sunday, review the week. What worked? What didn't? Adjust the next week. Time management is iterative. You will fail at first. That's normal, iterate. Step 9. Create public commitments. Tell someone what you are doing publicly, a friend, social media, or a group. The social cost of failure becomes a motivator. Post updates weekly. Public momentum pushes you forward. Step 10. Celebrate micro wins. When you complete a week of consistent action, celebrate. Reinforce the identity of being someone who acts. Reward helps your brain associate discipline with pleasure. These steps are simple but not easy. They require discomfort. They require choices. The person who takes them will build a different life, not because of one heroic day, but because of the quiet accumulation of disciplined hours. Start this afternoon. Do your 72-hour audit tonight. Pick your 90-day goal by tomorrow. This is not another piece of advice. This is a plan. This is the moment where most people stop watching and continue living the same way. Don't be most people. You don't get your time back. Every regret-filled "I should have" started with a small, comfortable choice. The person who wins uses their hours like armor. The person who loses trades their hours for fleeting pleasure and then wonders why life passed them by. Hear me clearly, the only power you have in this life is how you spend these hours. Not what you own, not your status, how you spend the hours you are given. Time is not a problem to manage. Time is a life to design. So here's your final command. Take one step. Right now, stand up. Go to one thing that moves you toward your 90-day goal. Send that email. Write that paragraph. Start the workout. Put your phone in another room and work for 30 minutes. Do something. Then do it again tomorrow. And again the day after. Make no mistake, you will be tempted to wait, to soften the edges. To be ready, you will hear the voice of comfort whispering, but the voice of comfort builds a house of glass. The voice of action builds a legacy. Time is running out. The clock is not waiting for you to be brave. Your life will be the product of what you choose to do at this moment, and at the next, and at the next. So choose to be someone who acts. Choose to be someone who honors their hours. Choose to be someone who turns minutes into meaning. If you start today, 1 year from now, you will thank yourself. If you don't, you'll have only excuses. Rise, move, build, the clock is ticking. Every second you waste is a piece of your life that's gone forever. Don't let another one slip through your fingers. If this hit you, do something now, not later. Comment "I started" and hold yourself accountable. Subscribe if you're ready to stop wasting time. Share with the person who needs this push. One small action today beats 1,000 empty promises tomorrow. Start now,